Here's my super duper electric bicycle. Take the steering lock off. Put that in there. There's the ignition key, it's already in. First position is the power on. Second position brings on the light. Twist grip control just set off on the twist grip. Little button there. You set the twist grip at whatever value you want. Press that button, and I'll demonstrate. You twist the grip. See the back wheel's going round. Press the button, let it go. There's my hand. There's the back wheel. Touch the brake. Wheel stops. Now that is a direct drive motor. Normally you have a tiny little motor and gears, and you've got a little motor going around very, very fast, which means it's going to wear out quickly. And you've got gears which are noisy, and your electric bicycle goes and you're whining along the road, buzzing and whining and sounding like an electric drill. That is a big direct drive electric motor. Because it runs at low speed, and because there's no gears to waste power, it's very efficient. The other thing is that because it's permanently engaged, it turns very easily like a hub dynamo, but when you slow down on the brake, it actually switches the motor into a generator and charges the battery up. So when you're going down hills, you're generating energy. Now let's use this cruise control function. Right, let's get it out into the road. Let's put some power on. Now that cruise control button is very handy, because one of the things about an electric bicycle is that your wrist actually starts to ache holding the button or the twist grip down. Let me go round. I don't know if you got that with wind noise on the camera, but your wrist starts to ache on the twist grip. The other thing is you can set it to a nice low power, and you can pedal along gently, and that's an extremely efficient way of getting along with an electric bicycle. But you do need a variable speed throttle for that, which is what this is. Purring along happily. Now I'm going to grab the camera with my other hand so I can turn the power up. Oh, hang on, let's see how I can do this. Hit the cruise control button again, power goes off. There, wound it full open, and off we go. That's full speed. No pedaling. Cheaper electric bikes will now be screaming like an cheap electric drill. Whee! Not this one. It's absolutely quiet. It purrs, this one. Hit the button. Power off. Touch the wood. Touch the brake. Whoops. I was caught out a bit there because I've only got one hand on the handlebar. When I put the brake on, the regen slowed the bike down quite suddenly and caught me out, I must admit. There's a car coming. So there's your power, there's your light. There's a lack of volts warning there as well. Should that come in. Right, whoop. Let me get round. Let me turn this on again. Whoops. There's the router. Beep beep. You just heard me hold it on. Again, because I'm doing this one-handed, it's all a bit awkward. But there, I've got my cruise control on again. Really nice just tootling along like this. Big selling feature on this is the direct drive, high quality motor, high efficiency. The interchangeable battery pack, it just slots in if you want another one. Uses lead acid technology, so though it's heavy, it's easy to replace, cheap to replace. Hello. Hello. And see, hands off the controls. I'll stop pedalling, purring along. Literally, this is really nice. This is just delightful. There's a plug in the back which you can unplug, and when you have it plugged in, the bike tops out at a legal maximum speed of 15 miles an hour. If you unplug the plug, the motor will go at its top speed of around 20 miles an hour. And I won't say whether I have it plugged in or unplugged, because I wouldn't want to be seen breaking the law in public. But yeah, when you have a plug plugged in and there's a sign on it saying "Do not unplug this or you'll go faster," what do you think most people are going to do? Yeah, exactly. Anyway, so we're powering along, and super duper motor. Typical Chinese bike. It's heavily built. Get some speed on. Woohoo! You know, it's heavily built. You know, the company who made it probably made earth-moving equipment. You know, look at that cast iron yoke at the top of the front forks there. You know, it is essentially a moped built as an electric bicycle, not a bicycle. So it is solidly made. Full suspension. There's a spring there. Spring on the front. Let's turn that off and whiz around. Oops. Now, there's one thing I don't like. It's got a pedal sensor. When you turn the pedals, it cuts the motor in. I'm not sure if I like that, because the bike nearly pulls itself out from under you. Again, that's because I'm holding it with one hand. As soon as you start to turn the pedal, the motor kicks in. But what you can do, let me get this right. There, I've done it. What I've done is I've turned the throttle a little bit to almost turn the motor on, and then I've pressed the cruise control button. Now the controller thinks it's in cruise control, but actually, because I only turned the control a little bit and then pressed the cruise control button, it's not actually providing any power to the back wheel. So I am in fact just pedaling it. Of course, there is another way of doing it, and that's to turn it off. So I've turned it off now, so you won't get any nasty surprises on the pedal sensor kicking in. I'm just pedaling it normally. Turn it on. There you go. Motor's kicked in, and it's quite powerful. I wish it wouldn't kick in with such force. It is quite, because remember, I'm riding it one-handed, so I'm nearly falling off it when it does that. Right, let's get around. Let's demonstrate the power of this bicycle. There's my drive. As you can see, it's quite steep. That's a steep drive. Now, watch this. Notice the pedals weren't turning. It has just powered me up that drive in electric mode, and I weigh 16 stone. So that motor is not short of power. And oh, there goes that pedal sensor again. Sensor comes in at about 2/3 full power, so I'm not travelling at full speed, which is just as well, because the pedals wouldn't keep up with it. In fact, one thing I would like on this machine would be a